Right, here we are for the tutorial looking at how we're going to laser cut the top part of the laminated box. So you can see, because this surface is curved, when we cut it, when we lay it flat and laser cut it, it's going to be a lot longer than when we just look down on top, because the curved edge actually adds extra length. So to do this drawing, we need to, let's just make a bit more room to start with. We need to turn off all our views to start with, all our components. And then we're going to turn on the full profile here. And we're going to two-finger click on it to go Edit Sketch. And then let's swing that round to the front. Now the part that we want to be able to measure is from this point here, right around the base of the curve to this point here. So to do that, we're going to trim off this extra bit of line, and then we can use the measuring tools to do that. Hopefully you can see that I've got this new cursor, and when I click it goes red, and if I two-finger click it goes green. Also if I type something like down there, press escape, it comes up on the screen as well. So hopefully those are some little indicators that you might find a bit more helpful when you're doing the tutorials too. Right, so we need to trim off that extra line, so T for trim, and oh, it's already done it. Let's undo it so you can have a look. Press escape, T for trim, highlight that line there, oh, that line there, and trim it off. Now we want to measure this bottom line, so we're going to click I. You can go up to here and look down, but the shortcut is I for measure, and there we go. And if you scroll down here, you can see it's given us a length of 170.163. These other two measurements we don't need. Now, that might sound crazy, going to 3 decimal points. And because we're working with wood, we don't really need to work to that level of accuracy. But we are going to write that number down and include all the decimal points, because if we need to use this sketch later in the drawing, it's good to have that high level of accuracy. If we don't, things might get complicated with our sketch. So I'm writing that down on a piece of scrap paper, 170.163, and then I'm going to undo that, Command Z to undo all that work that I've done. I'm going to stop the sketch, and I'm going to go back to home, and I'm going to start a new sketch. Now I'm going to place the sketch on the top surface there. On there, and we're going to start with a rectangle and a center point rectangle, and that'll click right in the center of the drawing. Now the height of the box that we need is, well, the height of the wooden box we've made is 100 millimeters, so we're going to do 100, and then we're going to add 10 millimeters clearance on both sides, so that's 120, 100 plus 10 plus 10, and then the width is the number we've written down, 170.163. So that's the overall box size for our laser cut. Now we're going to offset, so O for offset, and click on here, and we're offsetting by 20. Now that's gone the wrong way, so we'll make that a negative 20. And this is the box that we want for the lid. We're going to curve the corners, so we can go into our sketch menu, and you can see under fillet here. Now fillet's a tool we're going to use a lot, so under some of the tools, see how there's a little up arrow here? I've already used it with fillet, and what it's done is it's put it up here in the toolbar. So fillet's quite a useful tool, so I suggest you send yours up into the toolbar as well. So I'm going to click on fillet, and then I'm going to come in here and click on that corner. And we're just going to round those a small amount, 5 millimeters is plenty. And then we'll fillet these outside corners as well. Try again. Now I'm going to make that 16. So that's our the shape that we want to cut. I am going to make one small change to it because I know this outside edge is it's just going to be a very tight fit on the box. So what we're going to do is offset that whole edge by 2 millimeters. That's just going to give us enough room that if we need to sand it down or if our box isn't quite accurate, we've got a little bit of additional sort of room to play with. So we'll go around and delete that line that was there from our original box. So that's the shape of the overall shape of the top of the box. Now we just need to put the tabs in the middle there to hold it all together and put the bolts through when we're gluing it up. So we're going to use the line tool, press the line from there to there, and then we can offset that line. So O for offset. Oops. We're going to offset it by maybe 6 millimeters, and then we'll offset it again. Oh, that's a 0, not an O. Excuse me, press escape. O, offset that one, and this time go -6. Then we just want to draw a circle on this line here, so C for circle, place a center point, drag it. The diameter of this is 5, press enter. Another circle down here. And zoom in on this. We're going to dimension from the center of this to the center of here so that we can get the bolt spacing equal. So D for dimension, hover over the white center, down to the horizontal line and drag it out. Let's make that 12 millimeters. Do the same again here. Now you've got those holes symmetrical, so it doesn't matter whether the piece of plywood goes upside down or not. And last of all, we're going to trim out the lines we don't need. So T for trim. T for trim. Now you might have seen that I had that little problem there with the whole thing spinning around on me. It seems to be some sort of error with Fusion at the moment, and depends on what order you trim. So if you're having trouble with your trim, just undo the step and go back and try trimming it in a different order. The order of trim seems to be, for some reason, a little bit sensitive at the moment. Right, once you've got to there, you can stop your sketch. And this is the sketch that we've been working on here, sketch 9. Let's label it laser cut top. And then we want to two finger click on that and go save as DXF. I'm just going to save it to my desktop for now. Later on we can upload it to our Google folder. So we call this Lamination top, and this is about my 5th effort, so 005, and save it as a DXF to the desktop. Now that DXF is in exactly the right format to go straight to the laser cutter so that your part can be laser cut. Okay, thank you for watching.